Sean muy
Sean muy
bienvenidos
bienvenidos
todos a
todos a
este
este
tercer día de
tercer día.
Welcome
actividades
everyone to
del
this
segundo
third day of
Foro de
activities of
Innovación en la
the
Justicia,
second
organizado
International
por México
Forum
Evalúa
on
y la
Justice
Fundación
Innovation
Friedrich
organized
Naumann.
by the Friedrich
Pueden
Naumann
seguirnos en
Foundation
nuestras redes
Mexico. You can
sociales, en
follow
nuestro
us on
canal de
our social
YouTube y en
media,
nuestra página de internet
YouTube channel, and on our website
www.mexicoevalúa.org, donde
www.mexicoevalua.org.
constantemente subimos nuestros
And on
análisis y
here, we're
propuestas de
always
política
uploading our
pública.
analysis and public
En este tercer
policy
día
proposals for
buscaremos
this
ahondar en
third day.
aspectos
We will
prácticos
try
o
to
cómo
deepen in
operativizar
practical
las
aspects or
innovaciones
how to
y las adopciones de
operationalize
nuevas técnicas
the
y
adoption of
metodologías de
new
trabajo
techniques and
para incrementar
methodologies
la calidad de la
for workers
justicia.
to increase
Por ello,
justice
en
quality.
México Evalúa nos
That's
interesan
why
estos
at
aspectos
Mexico Evalua, we
prácticos.
are interested in
De
these
forma
practical
paralela a
elements.
este foro, hemos trabajado en
Simultaneously
la
to this
construcción
forum,
de
we have
soluciones
worked
aplicables
in the
a
construction of
problemas
applicable
públicos
solutions
en la impartición
for
de la
public
justicia.
problems in a
Y a
justice
continuación
administration.
mostraremos un pequeño video
Now we will
introductorio
show
de
a
estas
short
mesas de trabajo.
introduction, a video of these working tables.
Atención, atención. Esta actividad
Attention,
no es
please.
apta para
Attention,
personas
please.
cerradas
This
al
activity
cambio.
is not ready for narrow-minded people in terms of change.
Del 10 al 12 de noviembre de
From the
2021 se
10
llevó a
to
cabo la
12
primera
November of
edición del
2021, we conducted the
Innovation
first
Workshop
edition
para la
of the
Justicia,
Innovation
con más de
Workshop for
80
Justice,
participantes que
with
trabajaron en dos
80
equipos y llegaron a
participants who
soluciones
worked
innovadoras
in two
después de
teams
3
and
días de
reached
trabajo.
innovative solutions after
Para
3
cerrar
days of
brechas,
work
para
to
cerrar
bridge the
desigualdades,
gap,
para
to
incluir
bridge
a distintos
inequalities, to
grupos
include
que
different
tienen un menor
groups
acceso, ¿no?, a
that
estos
have
servicios,
lesser access
problemáticas que queramos
to
resolver
these services and
en
problems we want to
propuestas de
solve,
solución.
and
Design
solution
thinking,
proposals.
los usuarios son la principal
Users
razón del
are the
diseño.
main
Lo que
reason
diseñemos con
of
esta
design,
metodología,
and what we
el
design with
principal
this
centro debe de
methodology, the
ser
main
los usuarios,
focus
los
must
humanos
be
que usan o que
users, the
interactúan o
humans
que necesitan
using,
estas
interacting,
plataformas, que
or
los usuarios
needing these
co-creen
platforms,
estas soluciones,
users
atacar los
to
problemas desde una
materialize
perspectiva
these
distinta a la
solutions,
que
to
ordinariamente
approach
lo
problems from a
haríamos,
different
ponerte
perspective
en los
from the usual
zapatos
one,
de este usuario o de estos
be in
usuarios
the
para los que
shoes
vas a
of this or
desarrollar
these users for
una
which we are
posible
going to be
solución. Aquí va a ser
designing
muy
a
importante el
possible
preguntarse
solution.
por qué. También mirar
Wondering
y
why is going to
escuchar,
be very important
imaginar
here.
también.
Listening,
Vamos a aprender
seeing,
construyendo.
and
Después de horas de
imagining as well.
capacitación,
After
discusión e
hours
intercambio de
of
ideas,
training,
el Innovation
discussion,
Workshop
and
permitió a sus
ideas
participantes
exchange,
detonar sus
the Innovation
procesos
Workshop
creativos
allowed
y
participants
obtener nuevas perspectivas que de manera conjunta
creative
facilitaron la
processes and find
construcción de
solutions
soluciones innovadoras
collectively
ante
that
problemas públicos en materia de
facilitated
justicia.
the approach to
Es momento de
justice
ser el cambio.
matters and field problems. It's time to be the change. Innovation Workshop for Justice.
Muchas gracias. Para presentar los resultados de este
Now,
Innovation
to present
Workshop,
the results of this
contaremos con
innovation
la
workshop,
participación de
we
Oscar
will
Padilla,
have with us Oscar
organizador de
Padilla,
las mesas de trabajo,
organizer of the
Crista
working
Rosales,
tables,
investigadora de
Crystal
México
Rosales,
Evalúa, y sin quien
researcher
todo este
at
trabajo
Mexico
del
Evalua,
foro hubiera sido
manager
posible,
of
y dos
without
representantes
whose
de
help
los
this
equipos. A
workshop would not have
continuación,
been
le cedo la
possible.
palabra
They
a
were the
Crystal
leaders of the teams.
Rosales.
Now I will
Muchas
give the floor
gracias.
to Crystal Rosales.
Muy buenos días a las personas que siguen.
Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here to share with you about such a nice exercise, a challenging and workshop from which we learned a lot. I would like to welcome Oscar Padilla, who describes himself as a technologist by profession, but a lawyer by conviction. Welcome, Oscar. The truth is that you're the one who was a guide, our support us to develop this exercise that we are going to be presenting and sharing with you today. This is the experience of a workshop with the creative people engaged with change, looking for solutions for justice problems. Welcome, Oscar. And I would also like to thank García Febreros and Ivan Torres, who facilitated their support at the working teams and who gave us as well a guide for the exercise. I would like to welcome as well two representatives of the teams who were working not only during the 3 days of the workshop, but who invested hours of work after these 3 days to present to you today what they worked on at their teams. Yadira, welcome. Adrian, welcome. And also, I would like to thank the members of your teams who also worked together with you on these presentations. Unfortunately, we could not have everyone here, but we greet them and we want to thank them for their great work. Before moving on with the presentation of the exercises results, I would like to tell you that from Mexico Evalua, we have started with this engagement as to transform justice, to see what we can do differently, how we can turn these exercises into a practice community in which we will learn throughout the way, as Oscar was saying, thinking out of the box and daring to develop different solutions, taking the risk, thanks to this line of work, to this engagement, and to the support of the Friedrich Haumann Foundation. It was possible to organize this workshop for the second International Forum on Justice Innovation, and we're going to be sharing with you news about activities and exercises that we're going to be developing. So, for the person who are with us today and who will be listening to us later on, we invite you to join this practice community. With no further ado, I will give the floor to Oscar Padilla to tell us about this exercise and how it went on. Thank you, Christelle, first of all, for the invitation to take part in this event to Mexico and the Friedrich Haumann Foundation. And without a doubt, all those who joined this initiative of the innovation workshop, which entailed the operationalization of the design thinking methodology. Why the innovation workshop was born? Because in our city, we're having digital transformation everywhere. We're using technology in our daily life and social media. We are using technology at public and private organizations. We have distribution drones in 7 countries. We have the use of AI for the support of decision making. We have nanobots, cryptocurrencies, and everything is innovating. And justice systems must be no exception to this. There are countries in Latin America where we have seen great advances in this sense, and in Mexico as well. The innovation workshop is a space to draw on these technological advances to solve complex problems affecting users of justice. And what better than designing solutions from a perspective of assorted profiles like that of Adrian and Yadira. I know those of the many partners who joined this initiative. So the truth is that it is for the brave ones, because not everyone is as brave as to dare innovating and as to verbalize those ideas that can be considered as crazy. And those are the ideas we wanted to take back, because if we do things in a repetitive way and we do not achieve favorable results, without a doubt, we have to question ourselves whether we have to do this differently. And this is what we aimed at at this 3-day workshop. And I would like to give the floor to our partners. And I would like to highlight that self-learning, creative thinking were triggered. Even if we did not have experts in communications, information technologies, they directly dived into learning about these subjects, and I want to give them the floor and to allocate it the most time. And with no further ado, I just hope that this type of exercises will be replicated, because it's just the start. This is a very good start, and we have prototypes, we have well-developed ideas that have to be further developed. So with no further ado, I would like to give the floor now to the representative of Team 1, if you allow us, Christelle, so we can move on to Yadira. Hello, good morning. Can you hear me well? Great. Well, I would like to second the introduction speeches both of Christina and Oscar. The truth is that this was a very nice experience. The constant participation within the last weeks of our month, all the way up to some days ago, allowed us to, and if you allow me to say, to dream, to imagine, and even to be excited about the new proposals that we got from all the civil society sectors. And we got to a prototype. We weren't actually interested in whether the Mexican justice system had deficiencies or good things. We simply focused on sharing our ideas and to bring them together so they could be innovative as much as possible. But above all, we wanted these ideas not to remain there, kept up. We want them to be shared. And since we did not have this attitude of this idea will not work, this idea is not good, how do you think you're going to be proposing this? No, this is what helped further to have greater participation from everyone. We understand that there is still a long way to go. However, we are completely sure that in not so much time, but we'll have the opportunity and the support of Mexico Evalua and the Friedrich Haumann Foundation, we'll be able to conduct more events, even if they aren't online. But it was no obstacle. I think that this facilitates things a lot. And with no further ado, I'm going to share my screen and I will mention for you the prototype to which we got in Team 1. And I want to thank for the opportunity to present this to you today. I'm not sure if you can see my screen now. Very well. We are Team 1, and we called our prototype Daniel Reclus. The next slide that is being uploaded now. The time we worked together was based on justice systems which are over-criminalizing women or feminized identity people, as well as people with indigenous traits. And the question here was how we could improve this. Out of that discussion and of that brainstorming and of all those experiences I just told you about, we got this prototype called Daniel Reclus, and it is a tool that allows to raise complaints about situations by people in prison and with feminized identities or indigenous traits. We understand that their context, in the context of these people, we mentioned these people, they have a very difficult situation. And what we thought about was that this tool will facilitate the possibility for raising complaints against violence acts for these two groups. They should not be afraid of raising a complaint even within prison. Furthermore, we thought that it was important to consider the family follow-up side. It's important for an intern to be constantly in contact with their family so we can promote this part. And that's why we also designed in a draft that I'm about to show you the space for video calls. In the end, we decided that the database of these complaints was going to be constantly was to be constantly updated with other databases as well, and also with the additions of from Team 1. And later, after me, they're going to explain what the prototype is all about. Next slide. Well, this is a drawing that came out very rapidly, and we found out that this module that will have scripts for video calls and all this system for complaints will also have a panic buttons that we consider to be important. So for every situation that is detected can be announced with this panic button that will have some special characteristics. And so we can warn the security staff so they prevent this violence focus or this potential violence focus, and for the complaint to be inhibited. So what we want is for as this project will grow and we understand the circumstances and the possible negativity obstacles that may exist, but we want this to be gradual. We have the right to dream, as we say, and it's even like a cliche, but it's the truth. This is let's say a very abstract plan, a blueprint, as I was saying. This is a model of a prison at a very, very small scale. And we thought that it was going to be very useful to place these modules, these panic buttons to prevent violence in the showers and the loos, the canteens, and also the visit area. Let's imagine we're in a prison. We know that we have images because of series, documentaries, and so on. And we live in a prison through that, and we know where we have violence foci, and we understand that there is self-governance within the prisons, but we can eliminate this little by little if we engage to bring efforts together for this to be a good seed container. What did we learn in the end? It was very clear for us that this exercise of brainstorming is very useful because this is the seed, so we can continue fighting against these paradigms and these old attitudes that everything has to be the same, that maybe something is not going to work, and that there must not be innovation, this is not going to work, this is a lot of technology, but in the end, yes, it does have to work as a good origin. We know that these are the first steps of solutions for the improvement of a justice system, not just of these groups that were the focus of our work and with whom we had to empathize in terms of their situation, and we want to have more innovation workshops to ensure a follow-up of these initiatives, to strengthen them and to make them a living voice for the civil society. I just want to thank you now, and I just want to thank all of our facilitators, Max Guevara and the Hauman Foundation, Edward, Hannah, Oscar, Yadira, all the members of the team. If I'm maybe forgetting one, I apologize in advance. But we are working on a prototype in a very good way. We conducted very good efforts, and we had very good synergies. And above all, we allowed ourselves to share ideas, even if we were students, attorneys, professors, and members of the civil society, looking for that to be heard and not just to be have heard in such an unfortunately polarized society. Thank you very much for the time and for the opportunity, and I hope that we will have more projects in this sense. Thank you. Thank you very much, Act. This was a very interesting proposal, the one that you made. and thinking about how to improve from institutions that we already have. In this case, the proposal that you made that draws on a technology, but that is thought to improve quality of life, protection, security of imprisoned people. I think that in here we have an invitation for the authorities working on these topics as to take these ideas and show how we can really leverage the resources we have, how we can leverage the opportunities, and how we can provide a better service to the citizens. Now we will give the floor to you, Yadira, so you can tell us about the experience of team number 2. Thank you very much. Now I'm going to share my screen. Can you see it? Great. Well, I belong to team number 2, and we work on a different challenge. In our case, the challenge focused on those gaps between the coordination and the interinstitutional collaboration of justice institutions with regards to the contribution of elements for better investigations and the building of sustainable cases before a judge. As a consequence, we have gaps in justice administration for the victims, which lead us to the question, which innovations can we introduce to solve this lack of effectiveness, interinstitutional effectiveness for justice administration? And to solve this challenge, to overcome this challenge, we focused on several situations, the ones which are founded on the experience we had during the workshop. In here, we learned about a new methodology that allowed us to generate some kind of arrangement of ideas from all of our partners, because as Adrian just said, we're speaking about different people. In our case, specifically team 2, we had people from other countries, we had people from other Mexican federal states, and each one of them had different experiences, trainings, and that allowed us to have a very broad group of ideas. And then this helps us in the organization of all of these ideas to achieve our goal. The interdisciplinary work was pivotal because through the experiences of everyone who participated in this team, well, we were able to generate ideas, as Oscar was saying, that were out of the box. While we focused on always or on the fact that there is often an obstacle in this area, we try to put this aside as to generate all possibilities that could prevent this coordination from taking place. And both at the workshop and our proposal is focused on technology. Why so? Well, because we are still going through a pandemic situation in which we need a direct connection both to the authorities and between them. So the most feasible tool we have got for this is technology. What are our feelings with regards to experience? So this was very enriching for all of us with regards to the technology and the network that we created among us as partners, as to have these new perspectives, allowing for a holistic vision of the problem, not just to see it from one point. So the look of all our partners, so we could solve the problem in a more comprehensive way, and usefulness comes down to this. One of the things that I'm going to highlight here through the methodology that allowed us to approach our prototype. What is our proposal about? Well, this is an artificial intelligence platform. This is going to be a cross system with an MP bot. This was planned to be an intuitive database with access to other databases, and it will enable a training and a citizen portal. And this it should allow for all of the coordination and communication problem between citizens, justice system operators to be solved. We called it MPIA, and to make it more graphic, I will jump onto the platform. Now I'm going to share what the platform looks like. Oh, there we go. Above all, I would like to thank one of our colleagues of the team, Perla Maria Alcantara Ramirez. She is the one who designed all of this platform. While we created all of the ideas, she was the responsible for the physical, let's say, electronic prototype, so we could see how we could use it and how it may look like. So this is a platform that will facilitate the linking between the justice system and the citizens. As you can see here, we have a chat, and in here we can write something, anything. Let's say a question. Hello, how can I raise a complaint? That would be the question, and the chat is going to reply by saying, hello, please leave your contact data so we can contact you even if you're no longer at the place. So this is going to help me be in touch with the authorities. And what's the interesting aspect of this? We know that there are several states with a similar system. However, artificial intelligence in here is going to support several of the problems we encounter during coordination. For instance, we found out that there were public prosecutors' officers with a lot of work, and as well investigation police that had the same problem. So what did we do? We generated or we implemented artificial intelligence. What for? As to decrease the workload and for this to be streamlined. Now we've got a tab. I'm speaking about the page here. I'm sorry, Yoder, if you could start closing, please. Yes, in this case, each one of the tabs allows us to approach both the authorities and the authorities to us. And so we can have an integrated standardized investigation file, and we have exclusive tab for the investigation of police, one for the public prosecutor, and training here. So in a nutshell, that's our proposal. Now, we focused on solving this type of problems because those were the ones that we detected. We know that this is a fully multifactorial problem, but we tried to cover the main ones. What did we learn from all of this? Well, teamwork, the use of multivariate ideas, either they are according to the profiles. On the contrary, all of this is triggering. The problem was very interesting, and a methodology, in this case for social sciences, that allow us to have a study in what applications do we have this for our life. Well, for the methodology for ordering ideas, professional networking, and the enriching of ideas. So, well, I join Adrian. Thank you very much for allowing us to take part in this event. And we hope that we will have more workshops in this sense. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Yadira. Thank you for the effort to try to summarize such a big effort and exercise. And I think that it's important to say that its results, not only results are important, the solutions to which you got that quite surely will be useful for several authorities to take ideas from here, and also to learn on the way, and to get to know what the process meant for all of us, of the process of applying a methodology thought for the users, and to dare propose different things. Thank you very much to both teams. Thank you, Oscar. Thank you to the facilitators. Tim, thank you, Ettenheim, for promoting these efforts. Quite surely we will have more. And we invite everyone who is interested in joining this practice community to continue the discussions and to share any bibliography with us in a chat that we're going to be opening up so we can create this practice community. You can join from the link that we're going to enable on our platforms. And without it, we're going to be enabling the different materials on the documentary memory of this exercise for these ideas, and not just to be on paper. Thank you very much. So we're going to start with the activities of the third day of the Innovation Farm. Thank you very much. Thank you and have a great day.